Gamers, welcome. Today we're going to be looking at an IGN exclusive 10 minutes of gameplay from A Quiet Place: A Road Ahead. A game I'm very interested to play, interested to know about, because I think it's a cool feature. And while I didn't see A Quiet Place, I did actually watch one of those AI overviews of it. I've seen a couple of those right now, and I did watch right before this an overview of like the anatomy of the aliens on the show. It went through some of the things, including like what they eat and what their weaknesses are, just to get a better idea of what to expect with this gameplay and how it's going to pan out. There will likely be some spoilers here in just a second when it comes to the whole broad universe that these aliens live in, but stick around if you want. It won't be that detailed because I don't really know the ending of any of the movies. So we're going to hop in, but first there are a couple things that you need to know if you've never been in this world. One, the aliens come from outer space, way out there. It appears that something crashed into their planet and they just hibernated till they got here. So they traveled light years and light years in a deep hibernation. That's what's expected anyway. And then they landed and basically tore everything apart, because what they do is they use their ears, their big giant ears, they don't have eyes or anything like that, to hear their, I won't even call it prey because it's not technically prey, apparently. They just kill humans. Right, that's their plan, that's their goal. There's really no rhyme or reason, or so it appears, for doing that, because they don't need them. So that's sort of the overview, and any little sound that they hear, it's going to be, they're going to zero in on that, and they're going to go attack it. So sometimes that's just like lights or sounds or sirens or something like that, and they just... Was that a good impression? And they do some of that stuff. So this game is going to be taking place in that universe, and the protagonist, it appears to me that she ends up getting pregnant. So I think that was a theme in the first movie, as the mom gets pregnant there. And so they're going to have to sneak around and figure some of the things out. I don't know the entire plot of this game. I don't know exactly what the goal is going to be, but I do know that like the weakness of these aliens, you got to get them to show their faces, and they only do that if they're trying to hear things, or I guess if they hear a sound that really throws them off, something like that. And they also can't swim. So those are probably going to be two survival mechanics that you're going to have to use in the game. I feel like in general, it's going to be a very difficult game to like, to utilize, to an environment, a difficult environment to make a game around, just because there's going to be a lot of inconsistencies, right? It's not going to be super accurate, because you're going to have moments that your person is making sounds. So we'll just have to see. But we're going to take a look at 10 minutes of gameplay here and see what it looks like. I'm excited to really dive in, because I've been a horror guy lately. I've been that really intense moment kind of guy. So we'll see. Quiet Place: The Road Ahead. Day 119. And we are in some sort of hospital. You can see bottom right, they're moving quicker. Bottom or top left, you've got, yeah, he just picked up an inhaler. So now their lungs are breathing a little bit better. I would assume that as they breathe a little bit more, their breath gets louder as their lungs get worse. So you're gonna have to be managing some asthma at this point. This is quite the duck there. Like even the footsteps, you can hear, it's just, they're making quite a bit of noise. And that guy is toast. Oh, and they move super quick, man. These guys were on a planet that basically they're, I guess, the apex predator, but they're not super smart. Picked up a battery there. You could see a few people hiding. As long as they're quiet, they can't see any light or anything like that. But you got to be careful of what you're stepping on too. Ooh, and those are going to be difficult if you're playing on a mouse and keyboard for sure, because it looks like you're going to have to move the stick down. I'm not sure why more people don't have flashlights though. Ooh, there's a can on the ground that he just missed, if you saw that. This is one of those things that is going to be... It's one of those inconsistencies that I was talking about, because this is going to make a lot of noise moving something like this, and you're just, if you're going to solve puzzles and stuff, you can't have everything make as much noise as it probably would. Pick it up, place it down. Sorry if the compression is bad too. It looks awful right now for me. All right, moving up through there. Actions, specific actions, bring your lung noise up. Overall, it looks like it's going to be a fun, like, people have compared it to Alien Isolation. Now, I haven't played that game either, but definitely looks intense. Definitely going to give you those heart-pounding moments. Here you go. The actions again cause that little... And if you do that too fast, I'm sure that's going to make a lot more noise. You have to do it quietly. See, it's going to be nerve-wracking, especially when you're doing little things like that. And then you've got a sound meter. I believe that's rigged up to be some sort of sound meter with how much sound you're making. I don't know what the green and blue is. Maybe if it gets over that blue mark, then you're in big trouble. It's like the ambient sound, maybe. That's kind of cool, if that's the case. I find it interesting this person was able to fit in here and comfortably crouch and walk, but... Alright, what's in here? What are they looking for? I haven't made it this far yet. Oh! Something on the other side of that. Do you see the mattresses on the wall? Trying to make everything... There's a flashlight. Trying to make everything as soundproof as possible. Whoever was here. There we go. Watch the can on the ground. Oh man, that's going to be intense. That's going to be one of those things that you're just... Especially if you get riled up by those sounds and by the atmosphere, you're just going to... I mean, act irrationally or act spasmodically. I don't even know if that's the right word. And just kick it over on accident. There we go. I'm not sure what the... What does that on the right say? Storage room? Not sure what the goal of this mission exactly is, other than escape. So maybe they went and got the test or whatever. Oh. Oh. See, now, top left there, too, you just saw a little marker. Basically, I think that's the heartbeat. Yeah. Or like... Okay, never mind. That's them almost seeing you, or almost being aware of your presence, being curious about that. Oh, there's your lungs. I wonder if that was a hold breath. I wonder if they were holding their breath there. Oh. Like that right there, that noise would freak me out so much, I wouldn't know what to do. I'd have to stop. I'd be scared to even move. That's how I play horror games, unfortunately. There we go. Oh, let's go back to that screen here. Let's go back just a bit to that screen. Okay, you can see in the bottom left, those are sort of your gadgets. I don't know how many gadgets you're going to have, but you can see the sound machine is what they've got there. They've got the flashlight. They've got just your hands. It looks like that may be a crafting thing. Top right, you see the battery, and you see the screwdriver. So I don't know what those mean, but there's just a little overview of the UI. Otherwise, pretty minimal, which I always enjoy. All right, there's some meds and stuff. There's flashing things that they can pick up. They picked up some sort of medicine, it looked like, which helped her lungs. Alright. Looks like pretty clear right now. Not a whole lot of stuff. Oh, she's gonna kick it. Oh! Yep, I saw it. I saw it on the ground. Which, this is interesting too, because in the woods, in the very beginning of A Quiet Place Before, they always had something that they would step on to stop the sound. And she's just walking on like, uh-oh. She's walking, oh my gosh. Gone. Oh, this is gonna be a miserable game. There's no way I'm getting out that way. The underground garage is my last chance to find another exit. They boarded up the front to try and avoid letting them get in. There's glass there. It just took him off, man. Like, these are pretty loud steps for them to not hear. But imagine, man, just imagine. Imagine them going through the hospital. Just people, I mean, they don't have, they're stuck to their beds, most of them. You know, there's nothing they can do. And I mean, just picking them off one by one. It's actually pretty terrifying. Oh, there's some water. Oh. Nothing there. Interesting. They didn't really react to that, but the battery's also dead. Bottom left, if you've noticed that, or close to being dead. Water you gotta be careful of, because if you step in that... And there's a part in the movie, apparently, I didn't watch the movie, I watched that overview, that like... Oh! Ooh! Now what? How close can you get? Now they don't use full echolocation, otherwise they'd be able to hear and see your movement, right? I heard that a bunch, that they use echolocation to move about, but that wouldn't be the case because they would be able to see that a person is moving away from them, right? Or see the outline of a person and do that object recognition. I know they're not technically like humanoid. I know that they don't have the intelligence of a human, but you would think that object recognition would still be with them. Okay, moving around here. What is this? More inhaler? That's going to be kind of obnoxious to worry about as well. Oh my gosh. Now, why would you do that looking right at it? That seems a little bit... Those things are loud, especially when you have to breathe them in. That just seems like a bad idea. That's one of those things that, like, the realism has to be paused a little bit. Oh. Now I don't know what she does. Nothing. She does nothing. Okay, so that's kind of it. That's some of the things. I think the game looks actually really cool. I think the game is going to be pretty intense. I don't know. I would have to look. I'll put it on screen if it's single player or co-op, just a story. I'm not 100% sure. I think just single player. But I am really looking forward to it. I've been really diving into those single player games much more often lately, and really been enjoying it. So if you enjoyed this, thank you so much. Consider becoming a member to support what I do, support some of the stuff that I'm trying to do, and subscribe if you enjoyed it. And once more, thank you so much. Until the next one, blend in until you need to stand out. Really, I gotta get better at my exits, don't I?